Hey guys, what's going on? Had a situation here where my truck would not start while I'm out running errands. It would just turn over and turn over and turn over, but the engine would never fire up. The first thing I did was I didn't have a scan tool with me, so I used a little LED bulb and I put it onto the circuit for the coil and the circuit for the fuel injector as well. And then I cranked the engine while the bulb was installed in the connector, and the bulb was lighting up. So that told me a few things. It told me that the anti-theft system was not kicking on, and it also told me that the computer recognized that the engine was turning over, which means that the Hall effect sensors for the camshaft and the crankshaft are working. And I also took the Schrader valve out. Or actually, I didn't remove the Schrader valve, but I took the cap off and I pushed down on the top of the valve and some fuel was spurting out. But it didn't seem to have a lot of pressure there. So I went on to check my fuel pump fuse, which is this 20 amp fuse. And as you can see, the fuse is intact. At that point, when I switched the fuel pump relay here with the PCM relay here, it still didn't start up for me. But again, if one of those relays is bad, it's not going to work no matter if you swap it, because both relays have to work in order for the vehicle to run. So what I ended up doing is I popped the cap off of the fuel pump relay. Truth be told, I was just trying to remove the relay and the cap popped off. And you can actually see right down in there, those are the contacts. And I noticed that when I was cranking the engine, this contact did not shoot over. And so I use a voltmeter here just to hold the contact over in order to power the fuel pump. So you can see the truck is now running, and it will continue to run unless I remove this. If I remove this, the fuel pump no longer receives power. You can hear the engine struggling and eventually it'll die. So what I have to do is find a way to wedge this piece over in order to continuously power the fuel pump. Yeah, I thought I'd share this with you guys. You know, obviously when you're working on something in a shop, you've got a scan tool, you've got spare relays, you've got a fuel pressure gauge, you've got all the tools in the world, but that can't really help you if you're out on your own. So you have to make do with what you got. So I'm gonna rig up a way to hold the fuel pump in the energized position here and just limp it home. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions or any similar stories about how you were stranded somewhere by a vehicle and were able to get it back on the road.